Bill, Mitt Romney and his supporters say his wealth is a sign of his success that will make him a great president. But at the same time, Romney has gone to great lengths to keep secret many important details about his wealth, including, as ABC News discovered, whether he uses tax loopholes available only to the super rich. To find answers, we followed the Romney Trail of Wealth to the Cayman Islands in the Caribbean, where he has millions of dollars of his personal wealth in corporations set up here. While some people come for the beautiful sea and white sand beaches, the Caymans are best known as one of the world's great tax havens, where secrecy is the rule.
If you have a Cayman corporation, you don't pay any tax to the Cayman government. And the Cayman Islands don't report the income that's made to the U.S. government.
Nothing in Romney's financial disclosure forms, required for all presidential candidates, reveals his connections to the Caymans. But listed under his investments are at least 12 separate funds with potentially as much as $30 million that we were able to track back to the islands. For example, the fund listed in tiny print as Bain Capital Fund 8, officially registered in the Caymans by Romney's former company, Bain Capital. In fact, official documents show Bain Capital has set up some 138 secretive offshore funds in the Caymans that are nothing more than a post office box. There are rows and rows of post office boxes here at the Central Postal Station in Grand Cayman for all the companies that come from overseas to take advantages of the tax haven here. This is the one used by Bain. This is their post office box, 908. Other than the box number, everything else about the Bain accounts is kept secret from outsiders. Can you confirm there are accounts here?
No, I can't at all.
As we found when we went to see Bain's registered agents who set up the accounts. You're familiar with Bain,
I've heard of obviously,
and because of Governor Romney's run for president, we're all interested in why his company had accounts set up here.
Unfortunately, I couldn't comment at all on that.
You can't talk about that?
No, unfortunately not.
Nothing at all?
Nothing at all.
Nor will the people who get their mail at Grand Cayman Post Office Box 908, Bain Capital, confirm anything about the funds, what they own, who are the other investors. Tax lawyers and experts tell ABC News that companies like Bain set up their accounts here in the Caymans and in other tax havens, primarily to attract foreign investors who want to invest in U.S. companies without having to pay U.S. taxes. That's great for Bain and for the foreign investors, but not so great for the U.S. Treasury and American taxpayers.
Honest taxpayers are the losers because to the extent any of the investors in those funds are avoiding paying their taxes, whether U.S. or in some other country, the rest of the taxpayers make up the difference.
As for his own taxes, Romney says the Cayman accounts are taxed no differently than they would be in the U.S., without saying why he put his money there in the first place.
I can tell you we follow the tax laws, and if there's an opportunity to save taxes, we, like anybody else in this country, will follow that opportunity.
Health insurance. As a candidate for Senate against Ted Kennedy in 1994, Romney demanded Kennedy make his tax returns public, asking what he had to hide. Now those same questions are being asked about him in this campaign.
Every candidate out there, they should put their taxes out, including Mitt.
The idea that you could run for president and not release your taxes is an absurdity.
And this week, Romney admitted his effective income tax rate is far below the 35% tax bracket for the wealthy.
Closer to the 15%.
Romney now says he may release his latest tax return in April, and it may be the only way for him to answer all the questions about his taxes and his offshore accounts.